that genes are just a blueprint. They're not activated, they're not turned on, they're just a blueprint. Uncontrolled mind is a big polluter, creating all of this harm and damage with all of this toxicity. Hello, friends. Tonight we are talking about creation. The obvious creation that we do know, like a new job, a new car, a new home, a vacation, all these big exterior things. But tonight we're going to look at creation on the other aspect, into the micro, into the lower levels, into the epigenetics, into the DNA structure, into our genes, that we are the creators of our lives, from these big external things that we can see obviously with our eyes, into those small little areas that we cannot see, but over time we can definitely feel, we can definitely experience, with chronic diseases, chronic ailments, skin conditions, cancer. A host of health issues are all related to our genes and how they're expressing themselves. To see that genes are just a blueprint. They're not activated, they're not turned on, they're just a blueprint, like a stem cell. It has a blueprint. It's not building according to that blueprint until it's activated. So how are we activating our genes? We're not doing this intentionally. So we want to look over any judgment, any criticism towards yourself, that you're not purposely turning on genes that are not in your best interest, like cancer genes or MS genes or bipolar genes or psoriasis genes or arthritic genes. All these different types of genes become activated. But it's not about judging yourself, criticizing yourself, because this adds more fuel to the fire. And the fuel being our inner environment, to realize genes express themselves according to our environment. The air that we're breathing, the water that we're drinking, the beverages that we're drinking, the food we eat, the quantity of our sleep, the quality of our sleep. All this affects the inner chemistry of the body. And the most important factor into this chemistry, into the body, is our belief system. Are we activating the flight or fight response? Where are we? Are we in peace? Are we in fight mode? To see where we are in our nervous system, if we're really highly stressed, overwhelmed with life, how do we think this is going to show up in our environment? Our inner environment is going to pollute the waters. And with the right combination, these genes will begin to express themselves or to turn on. But this we can control. There are practices, there are techniques to reduce the stress, to reduce the burnout, the overwhelm. And we will do this tonight in a meditative practice. For meditation is one of the ways to reduce stress, to reduce the anxiety, to reduce the burnout and rejuvenize ourselves. But there are many tools out there like meditation, yoga, painting, walking in the woods. All those things that bring you enjoyment are good to turn the genes off. To clean up the environment is a better way to explain it. We're trying to clean up our own inner environment. For we remind you that you are the creator of your reality, not just in the big things that we can see, but in the microscopic as well. It's all about our belief systems. If you're told as a child that, oh, cancer runs in our family, stomach issues run in the family, bipolar runs in the family, MS runs into the family, this starts to add fuel, the effective purity of your environment. So we need to be mindful of these beliefs that we're accepting as our truth, to realize the impact of our words and the language we use toward ourselves. Are we fighting ourselves or are we loving ourselves? Most of us are not loving ourselves. Something is always wrong. Something is always broken, but you don't need to be fixed. It's simply a matter of letting go of the attachments to these stories to realize they're just a story. They're not your truth. When you accept them as your truth, you're starting to fight yourself. You're starting to muddy your inner environment. You're starting to pollute. And tonight we're going to get rid of that pollution through a combination of a meditative practice to relax, then energetic work to clear the impurities in the environment, to allow these genes to relax, to go offline, saying, we don't need to build this anymore. You can put your blueprint, your recipe back in the drawer. I don't need your services. But we start getting hung up on our stories. Just because four of your family members have this, why do you have to have it? We need to let go of that belief that, oh, four of my siblings have it and four of my relatives have it. Oh, I'm going to be the fifth. And the mind gets into this mindset. We need to step into our own spiritual sovereignty to be the authority in our life and not allowing the exterior to pollute the interior, to come into our energy field. We can say, no, thank you. I'm not getting this. It doesn't matter if everyone has this around me. I'm not getting it. I'm at peace. I'm loving myself. I'll keep my environment pure. I'm eating the proper foods, breathing good fresh air, clean water, and my thoughts. I'm not beating myself up. I'm not clinging to stories as my truth. I'm just being here in this moment, enjoying it to the best of my ability. This is the best practice for us, is to enjoy this moment to the best of your ability. To let go of anything that's creating stress, worry, anxiety. Yes, you will have challenging situations, but you don't need to create a story about it. You just take that first step to solve that challenge, then the next step, then the next step, to realize you're always doing your best in this moment based on how you understand the situation and the level of your awareness. If you're lost in the mind, that's not very good for your environment. It will create a lot of pollution. An uncontrolled mind is a big polluter, creating all of this harm and damage with all of this toxicity. But we're not here to judge you, to criticize you, condemn you. We don't do any of that. And we especially don't do this toward ourselves. We just embrace the love that I'm doing my best. It's okay. I'm just taking it one step at a time, and it will work out perfectly when you slow down and you take these small, steady steps, that you don't stop moving, that you don't become stagnant, and accepting this as your fate. That's also a belief system. We need to strip away all these belief systems and realize you are spirit. Your essence is spirit. You are the divine spark. This body will come and go, but the spark will remain. The consciousness will remain. You've had numerous bodies throughout your life, but consciousness remained. Consciousness is not generated from the brain. Consciousness, your true essence, creates the brain, and everything within the body and all around you is this one source energy. So we just simply need to remind yourself to slow it down, take that small step, and embrace gentleness. to stop criticizing, to stop judging. An easy test is when you see your reflection in a glass, in a mirror. What's your response to that? Do you start judging your hair, the clothes that you're wearing, saying something unsupportive of yourself? This pollutes your inner environment. We need to let go of all of this. So if you see your reflection and smile, you're doing your best. Keep going. Take that step. We have to remind ourselves to step into our authority, our spiritual sovereignty. Spiritual sovereignty basically means I know I am the creator of my life. I take full responsibility for me and my actions. And to understand when you treat something at this lowest level, it takes some time for the body to reflect that. We just keep taking the next step and we just watch the body transform. With that condition, your blood markers get better because your cells start working properly without these express genes creating issues. But we just want to relax. You don't want to get the mind overthinking it. The more you can relax, the more you can purify your inner environment and align to your true essence as spirit. So allow your eyes to soften, to relax, letting go of everything that we spoke about. We don't want any mental activity. So we let go of think of any plans tomorrow. We don't concern ourselves with happened in the past. A half hour ago is the past. We just want to be here in this moment.